now I can tell I've gone live, but I may have gone live earlier, so that's the song I sing before I know if I've gone live. Hello, beautiful people. I'm Bonnie Gillespie, and today we are going to take a look at the nodes shifting into Aquarius Leo. This is a big feature of our 2026 astrology, so you're going to feel it. You're going to experience it. It's going to change where the eclipses happen for about a year and a half. We will be in this experience of our nodes in Aquarius Leo for starting in July, late July, and going until like March of 2028. I have the exact dates on a slide, and I have slides. But before we get to that, have you hugged yourself today? Even if you have to do it again because it feels good. Whew. Thank you for joining me today. Get that shadow side. Good morning, Lisa Allen. So good to see you in the chat. I am doing awesome. Thank you for that sunny sunshine. I am. Thank you. I hope you are doing awesome as well. It is hot. So I'm probably going to go ahead right now and get the hair off the top of my, get the hair on top of my head, off my neck, so that I can not feel bothered by it as we go through all the things. Because y'all know, it's not even a live stream if I don't mess with my hair. Woo! Okay, so the woo weather for 2026, it's already a lot. The calmest, most peaceful months were May and June. Hope you enjoyed those. July has interestingly not been as volatile as expected so far, and we're headed into some of the biggest of the July astro, but everybody was counting on this Mars crossing over Uranus in Gemini situation on the 3rd, 4th of July to be explosive. And in some people's lives it definitely has been, so there's certainly that. But with this move of the nodes into Aquarius Leo, we're going to really start seeing a shift in the juxtaposition between the collective Aquarius and the individual Leo. And this is also going to be especially active in the charts of people who have big Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius, because those are the fixed signs, and anything that's in a hard angle to the nodes is typically going to be extra affected by it all. And a hard angle would be a conjunction when we're talking about the nodes, for sure, an opposition, which means the sign across, and a square, which would be the ones on that shared modality situation. So we're going to take a look at what all of this means, and most importantly, what it means to you. We will go through house by house, rising sign by rising sign, for what you are going to be increasing during North Node Aquarius and what you are going to be draining out with South Node Leo, because that's really the relationship between the nodes. The North Node amplifies, the South Node drains away. We will look at how that is going to affect you and your natal chart as we go through all of the rising signs. But let me first say hello to Holly. It is so nice to see you again. Good afternoon indeed. Hello, Rain. Welcome. So glad you're here. Thank you for saying hello in the chat, and to everyone. For those of you watching in replay, hey, replay crew, please say hello as well, especially in an era where everything is using AI to get the advantages. Please support your non-AI channels and creators by engaging and letting the algorithm know that even though AI can do everything the algorithm wants it to, because it is the algorithm, you also enjoy actual human interaction at places like YouTube and wherever else you happen to enjoy human interaction. Thank you so very much for that. If you'd like to know when I'm next going to be live, please go to bonniegillespie.com/events, because that will have my schedule, even if it doesn't have up to the minute information about what the topic may or may not be. It will for sure give you the dates and times that I'm going to be doing different things. And I want to draw special attention to Live Your Chart. My Live Your Chart membership is something that I recommend if you want to take a look at how the woo weather of especially the rest of 2026 is going to be impacting you personally. This is a small group meeting. We have more members than show up to the monthly meetings, but that's true with anything. Typically, it's just because life and schedules, but it's a group of people where we get together and go through the calendar for the month ahead. And so like we go through the Aligned Hustle calendar. This is mine for the month of July 2026. We go through all of the transits, the aspects, the relationships between the woo weather out there and your chart and what's happening, and the moon's shifting and all the good stuff that needs to be known about those things and how they impact you. We also take a look at specific dates that you may be needing to mitigate some conditions around, or that maybe you want to do some chart harmony or planetary remediation to make those aspects feel even better in your lived experience. We do that, and then we take a break, and then we come back for part 2 where we do a specific deep dive on a topic. And this month we are going to be going even deeper on the nodal shift that we're talking about today during this live stream. So if this is intriguing to you and you would like to do more, I would love to invite you to come in at legacy pricing, which means if you use the code ECLIPSE when you enroll in Live Your Chart, you will get to join us for the old pricing and not the current pricing. And that discount is something that I can pledge to you now through, we'll say, all of 2026. So there's not a huge rush for you to join with this discount that I'm offering you, but just with the way the world is right now, I definitely wanted to make it as accessible as I possibly can, while still making sense for the value of just the library that you get access to as soon as you join. Just go to liveyourchart.com. Please come and join us. If you have any questions, let me know. I would love to welcome you in for our monthly meeting. In fact, we will be meeting on the 23rd of July 2026. So that will be our very next meeting, and we will be talking all about this nodal shift that will be happening on the 26th of July. So let me get my slides up. Let me get my screen sharing. I'm going to get y'all into the world of this story. Hopefully you can now see my screen. This is the North Node in Aquarius, South Node in Leo. No more main character energy. It's all about the collective. And this axis will have our focus. This is where the eclipses will be happening for the most part, from July 26, 2026 to March 26th of 2028. So we got a nice long run of about 18 and a half months of this being the axis for our North Node, South Node experience. What does that mean? Well, let's start with what even are the nodes. So unlike lots of things out in the astrological universe, the nodes are mathematical points. They are not places you can visit. You cannot, I guess you can't really visit Jupiter yet also, but you can't go to the nodes ever, because the nodes are mathematical points. And now I'm going to debate myself, because if it is a mathematical point and I can calculate where that mathematical point is, I can go to that mathematical point. So technically I can go to the mathematical point that is the nodes, not the point Gillespie. Okay, but it's a mathematical point. It's math. This is why you'll see true node versus mean node in your astrology software. It will ask if you want to calculate the mean node, which is the average of all the little wiggliness that the math does, or do you want to use the true node, which is constantly moving, but it is exactly where it is at that given moment. And that's up to you which of those you prefer. I say, now that we got calculators helping us do the math, now that we got computers taking care of the whole thing, I'm going to just say true node, because just do the math. Tell me where it is. I'm good. I don't need you to average it out for making it less stressful to calculate, because I'm not the one doing the calculating. The robots are. But you do you. The mathematical intersection of the moon's orbit around Earth and the ecliptic. And the ecliptic is that place where we get, obviously, the eclipses happening. This is where we have the declination, that we go under it, we go over it. If you take a really good look at moon photos, they will show that S shape. So it like sweeps under, sweeps over. There is an intersection, and one of my favorite teachers called it the place where the bracelets get tangled when you're wearing bangles, and they're like one's crossing over here and one's crossing over here. That is the point that is the nodes. I really like that visual for that. But this mathematical point actually does create a lot of energy. And so when we're looking at this energy in our charts, we are measuring the difference between the unconscious patterns of the South Node, the stuff that we just do automatically and we don't even really understand why. The place where your South Node is natally is a place where you just keep going back to those ways of doing things, even if you have nothing else like that in your chart. I will use myself for an example because I got my consent. Here is my birth chart. You will see that I have a South Node at 3 degrees Virgo and a North Node at 3 degrees Pisces. So my South Node being in Virgo really means I have a very strong muscle for perfectionism and attention to details and getting everything covered, because if I don't have that complete list of all the things, and I would hold up all the lists that are all around me as I'm sitting here, but they're in a kind of order that I want to not mess with them. But I have so many lists. I have lists of my lists and I have more lists, and I constantly feel like if I could just get everything on the list taken care of, I would have it all settled. Everything would work correctly. That is big Virgo South Node energy. So that is an unconscious pattern. Even if I tried to work away from that, it is going to be very easy for me to slip back into that, versus my expansive soul. My expansive soul wants to be the Pisces North Node. It wants to be free of time and space and dimensions and even this specific planet's constrictions. Like, it really is constraints. That's the word I was looking for. That it wants to be so free to roam about all the souls and spirits and connect with all the timelines and all the dimensions. There's so much more than these little lists that I have on all these pieces of paper with all these different colored pens. And I'm like, oh, that is such a hard one for me. So if you feel that happening with you, you are not alone. It is always easier to go back to South Node stuff than it is to move into the North Node. And that's really the specific experience that we are given as we incarnate into these meat suits, these skin suits, these lived bodies here in this timeline on this planet. It is coming from our karma and our past lives and heading into our destiny and our future lives. So it is the assignment of this time around that we are to move through what we came from and set up where we're going to from here. It is, in fact, an evolution away from, which is why it's hard, because we're evolving and that happens slowly and it's so easy to just go back, versus the embodiment of what it is that our soul has come in here to do. And I love Samuel Reynolds, Unlock Astrology, fantastic astrologer. He has a wonderful metaphor for the nodes that I really, really love. It is the use of your dominant hand, which is the South Node, versus the non-dominant hand, which is the North Node. And if you think about how many times a day you reach for something with your dominant hand, and if you were told the assignment of this life is to start reaching with your non-dominant hand, you're going to struggle sometimes because it's just not natural. And that to me feels like such a beautiful way to describe why it can sometimes feel hard to move away from South Node into North Node experiences. We always want to pay close attention to planets that are in hard angles to the nodes. As I mentioned before, that would be a conjunction, an opposition, or a square. So anything of the same modality, because those planets that are in those hard angles to the nodes are going to have special meaning in your life because of those nodes being a part of the interaction. This is also true, however, of transiting nodes. And so if I go back to my chart and I see that I have a Leo planet, like if I'm taking a look at my fixed signs, so that's Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. I take a look at Leo. Well, I've got my chart ruler Venus at 29 degrees Leo. She's right there in Leo. And if I put the current woo weather on the outside of my chart and I see that the South Node is currently I just finished my nodal return, because the South Node is currently at 0 degrees 12 minutes Virgo, and the nodes move backwards. So when you're like, well, Bonnie, the nodes just got to Virgo and Pisces based on this. No, 0 degrees is the critical degree of the nodes, and then they will shift into 29 degrees of Leo and Aquarius next, and that's going to happen on July 26th. So what happens when we get this shift of the nodes, and we will go to get the nodes in any sign next. Boom. July 26th, we get the nodes shifting, and we'll go 1 hour farther so that it shows. There we go. We've got the south node at 29 degrees 59 minutes Leo, right on top of my Venus chart ruler at 29 degrees 6 minutes of Leo. So what happens on the 26th is we start at 29 degrees of the fixed signs. And so I'm going to want to pay special attention to what does it mean when I have the south node transiting my Venus, my chart ruler. What is that going to do to my experience of living my chart ruler, my Venus experience? And so the same is true for you. If you have planets in specifically the fixed signs, you're going to want to know what is it that they are going to do for you or to you or about you. And good news, I'm gonna be talking about it because I have a list. Of course I do, because that Virgo south node, she ain't done yet. Even though I just had my nodal return and I really feel close to my Pisces north node, I do in fact spend a lot of time in my Virgo south node. I'm still working on it. That just means I still got more time on this planet. So we've been here before. These are patterns we can track. If you're curious how this nodal axis is going to feel, I would ask you to take a look back at any of the dates featured on your screen right now, and I will read them in case you are listening while driving or doing other things that you can't be bothered to get your readers and look at the screen. Not a problem, I got you, but let me take a sip of water. Oh my God, that is the first sip of my fizzy water since I poured it 20 minutes ago, and it is really yummy. Oh, yum. I love my fizzy water so much. I've started limiting myself to 1 fizzy water a day, if that. So like 5 days a week, I can have a fizzy water, basically. I really miss them, but it makes it taste so much better when I can finally have it. Oh my God. Make sure you're staying hydrated. It is super hot, y'all. Oh my gosh, stay hydrated. Stay hydrated. Also, because we're talking moon shit. We're talking eclipse shit. When we do anything that is moon related, we always want to be extra hydrated. Always. All right, so these are the dates. We're going to be July 26th to March 26, 2028 for this particular go around of Aquarius, North Node, Leo, South Node. We did this before in 2007, December 17th of 2007 to August 23rd, 2009. So think back to basically all of 2008 and the first half of 2009. That is the kind of energy that we're headed into for the next 18 and a half months. And that could be good news. It could be a little weird. We did have a big, when we think about the, not just our own lives, but the world at large, we did have a big financial crash and crisis in 2008. We did have a real estate crash. We had a Wall Street crash, a lot of crash. Okay, interesting. And typically when the North Node moves into Aquarius, we have big financial situations. We have times that regulating what it is for the collective wealth gets reset. And I'm looking at you, billionaires and first ever trillionaire. I'm looking at you when I say, I'm not mad at a rebalancing of where the wealth is and how that all stacks up to the collective. By the way, fun fact, if we required all of the billionaires and the 1 trillionaire we now have to share their wealth evenly among the people, the average household revenue would be $750,000. We would each, in our households, be 3/4 millionaire a year people if just the billionaires and 1 trillionaire distributed their wealth to the rest of us. Think about that. I'll leave that there. Okay, we also did this May 22nd, 1989. I'm remembering a big financial crisis October of 89. Am I remembering that correctly? Or was it 88? To November 18th, 1990. I definitely am remembering there was the bridge collapsing in San Francisco and Oakland with a big earthquake that happened during this range. Okay, I see you. Then it happened again, November 1st, 1970 to April 26th, 1972. Can't remember that, but okay. March 28th, 1952 to October 8th, 1953. Don't know. Need to go look at my history. June 24th, 1933 to March 8th, 1935. Wait, 33? Like the Great Depression? Whew, okay, all right. I see the patterns. I'm ready to stop looking at the dates. How about you? Let me check on chat for just a sec. Let's see how chat's doing. I'm going to check on y'all, see what's good, and then we'll come back to the slides. Hello, EJ. So glad you made it. Thank you for wishing everyone a great day. Holly says, I'm in Michigan and we have all the smoke in the air from the Canadian situation. Y'all, for real. So are you, Holly, are you having to wear masks and like use purifiers and filters? Like, can you not even go outside? Like that's just so, we were going through that here in LA, like pretty much, what was it? Was it all June? We had like 3 different fires at warehouses that do stuff that really should not be happening in residential areas, and they just had these smoke hazards because things caught on fire and the fires could not be put out because of all the chemicals that are in these places. And it's like, these big clouds of black smoke, and you're telling us stay inside and turn on air conditioning. What air conditioning? It's Los Angeles, y'all. We open the windows and let the beach breeze blow in. Are you kidding me? What? Let's see. Korean War ended July 27th, 1953. What? Okay, that's something. That's something, EJ. That's something. I'm not going outside. It's killing my 3-year-old. He's so bored. Oh, I'm so sorry, Holly. I'm so sorry. Your little 3-year-old's so bored. We'll see if we can come up with some fun things for the littles, because that's got to be challenging. Stay safe. Okay, that's a big one, EJ. Thank you for bringing out the history on that, because, yep, that's a thing. That's definitely a thing. All right, cool. All right, so the message here is Aquarius is all about the collective. And the North Node being in Aquarius lets us know that we are turning up the collective. We are turning up the focus on the people, the community, the fan base, the audience, the friend group, the group, not the individual. That's why this footer that I've kept on here, no more main character energy. It's all about the collective. That is the general vibe of these 18 and a half months. And so for Aquarius North Node, we're talking focus on friendship, communities, the collective, equality, empathy. Yes, could we get some more empathy for the world? That would be amazing. Objectivity. There are some people who absolutely need to be able to think more collectively and objectively about what people are going through, and not just their own lived privileged AF experience. Humanitarianism, win-win scenarios, no more zero-sum games. Zero-sum is a big thing with late-stage capitalism. It is, with any stage of capitalism, there is a certain amount of resources, money, etc., and if I get less, you get more, so we're not going to do that. We're going to make sure that I get more and you get less. And it's like, or it's not a zero-sum game and we can actually all win. There are ways to make that happen. So we're seeing more of that as we go into Aquarius North Node era. Love that. A lot of innovation, diversity, celebration of uniqueness. Think about how Aquarius is the unicorn. Aquarius is the alien. Aquarius does not give a fuck what you think about it. Aquarius is like, seriously, we're all just aliens borrowing time in this space. and I don't need you to get me in order to feel like I'll be okay, which is very different than the Leo-centered experience, and we're going to get into that on the next slide. The Aquarius North Node, when in doubt, just put the needs of the group ahead of your own, and I know that that goes against the, take care of yourself, put the mask on yourself before you put it on the child that you're traveling with and things like that. What I really mean when I say putting the needs of the group above your own is, instead of thinking, how can I make sure that I'm taken care of, start with what would be the way that everyone is taken care of, including me. Like, remember that you are a part of the group, that you are a part of the collective, and that goal of taking care of yourself as a part of the collective rather than as your own individual me focus is going to make a huge difference in everything that you do over the course of these 18 and a half months and beyond. So now let's move over to our Leo South Node vibes, because if we've got North Node happening in Aquarius, we got South Node happening in Leo. So this is going to feel, let me come off for a second and like really have some like heart to heart with you here. I want you to feel my heart. I want you to make sure that you know I am not telling you, Leo, that you are a bad person, that you are a self-centered person, or anything else. Believe me, my chart ruler is at the critical degree in Leo. I get what it is to have big Leo energy. I get it. So don't feel that this is an attack on who Leo is in the world. This is just what South Node in Leo is meant to shift for us. So don't take it personally. And the good news about Leo is Leo pretty much knows when it's about them and when it's not about them. Oh, I have a doggo. This is also, by the way, we're hanging out in this room because this room is one that we can cool down with a window unit. And so we've got a whole little play pad over there with all the pillows. Hey, Mala, why are you chewing on your paw like that? You're so cute. You're so cute. Oh, do you need my attention? He would like to be here for his close-up. What a good boy. Yeah, I know, it's hot. Where's your ball? Where's your ball? Go get it. No, I don't have your ball over here. Oh, he wants this. Egyptian magic. I will massage this on his paws later. It makes them very soft and he loves it. Yeah, we'll do that later. We'll do that later. Mommy's working right now. Look at, he's about to pick up his paw. He's like, no, but do it now. We'll do it later. We'll do it later. I'm sorry, baby. We're gonna do it later. I got people here. Okay, y'all. So when I tell you that it's not about you, and I'm not tearing you down, Leos, this is just me talking about what's happening with the South Node in Leo. You understand. It's not about you. The Leo South Node vibes, inconveniencing others to assert your status. Ooh, I can think about somebody who's got big Leo in his chart, Cheeto in chief. This sounds like you. Oh my goodness. Seeking the approval and adoration of others. Oh my God, it's Cheeto in chief again. Digging in your heels, being dramatic and prideful. Woo, Cheeto in chief, what are you doing all over this slide? Using affairs, gambling, risk-taking to feel alive. Yes, these are some big pieces of that Leo South Node energy. And being oblivious to the needs of others because it doesn't matter. It's all about me. This is the drain of that South Node in Leo experience that we're about to have. So you ready? We're going to go rising sign by rising sign through what you can expect, and then we're going to talk about the planets that could be dinged in your natal chart by this transit. So let's start here with Aries as always. Why do we start with Aries? Because that's what Aries wants us to do, and Aries is going to get Aries' way. If you have Aries rising, this is going to put the North Node in your 11th house. So we're looking at where is Aquarius in your natal chart. So for Aries, that would be the 11th house of activism, your fan base, your friend group at large, the legacy that you're going to be leaving. You'll be really focused on these things at this point. It's time to take a look at who you are to your community. And for an Aries rising, that can be challenging because you oftentimes are just looking at what's going on with me because that's what Aries is supposed to do. But how is your passion valued? That would be something to take a look at. You may be less likely to take risks at this this time, Aries rising. So just lean into what you know works and you'll be fine. For our Taurus risings, this is going to be happening in your 10th house. You will have Aquarius North Node pulling energy, amplifying what's going on at the top of your chart. So your career, your business, you're going to be in front of an audience more. You're going to feel pulled to do things that more align with your ambition. Like your values are really going to be a part of that signature. You may get very clear on what it is that you want to do and who you want to be out in the world. You could become exhausted by things that are going on at home and with your family. Try not to get into battle of wills or let your ego get too swept up in that. Boundaries always will help, but I know this is going to be especially challenging for the Taurus rising because this nodal shift is happening at a square to your Taurus rising. So because Taurus is a fixed sign, I just want to make sure y'all follow me on this. Because Taurus is a fixed sign, we have Aquarius up at the top of the chart, we have Leo down at the bottom of the chart, and we have Scorpio straight across the way of the chart. Those are fixed signs. That means that a Taurus rising is going to be getting a hard angle, a square, to these nodes, and that can be a little extra exhausting. So make sure that you set boundaries so that you don't get yourself exhausted in all of this. For our Gemini risings, this is going to move the Aquarius North Node over to your 9th house. You've had the North Node visiting your 8th house. It's now going to be in your 9th house. Let me make sure that I have that right. It's been in, wait, do I have that? It's been in your Pisces, so Gemini. No, it's been in your 10th house. It's now moving to your 9th house. I just said nodes move backwards. Duh. Okay, so Gemini rising, you are going to be having this experience in your 9th house, which is going to be a lot more focus on philosophy, religion, the occult, law, academia in general. You may want to go back to school. You may want to do some spirituality studies. This could be really cool. If this is something that you've been thinking about doing, this would be a really good time to do it because the North Node in your 9th house is going to allow energy to flow much easier and turned up around those big brain topics. You may also want to travel to experience some of those things rather than just learning about them in books. That's totally doable. You're going to feel a lot less connected to the local happenings, and you're probably going to ghost social media for a while because it's just going to feel like such a drain of your energy every time you show up. And I mean, yeah, because we're combating the algorithm that is, of course, serving up, like AI serves up everything the algorithm needs, and the algorithm gets fed, so why would it ever go anywhere other than where AI wants it to go? This is a great time for me to remind you that this channel is an AI-free zone. Please support your human content creators by engaging, subscribing, sharing, favoriting, commenting, and I think it's like leave a comment of at least 8 words and the algorithm likes that more. I don't know. I mean, we're all fighting robots right now, so, you know, while I'm here, let me check on chat. Let's see how we're doing. We are good. Okay, they're staying in there in air conditioning. Yep, for sure. Yep, that'll help. All right, cool. Stay healthy, stay safe. We are moving over here now to our Cancer rising. Cancer rising, now you're going to get that Aquarius North Node visit to your 8th house. So this could be money coming in. It could be surprise transformations into the spiritual realm. The 8th house is a house we really don't have a lot of control over. It is the house of other people's money. It is the house of death, sex, the taboos, the occult, magic. Some ancestral connection is there. So this can be a time to do shadow work and have it go a lot better than maybe it has in the past. You're going to become less focused on possessions and realizing that your enoughness does not exist because of your stuff. So this really is a difference in, like, do I want to go spend time doing alien stuff, or do I want to go like count my pennies? Well, don't bother counting your pennies because they're not going to accept pennies anymore anyway. By the way, I saw an infomercial that you could buy the last ever pennies produced for $20 a roll. So like a 50-cent roll of pennies for $20. And I'm like, or you could just like grab all the pennies that are in a jar or a dish or pockets of old purses and whatever. Anyway, y'all. Okay, so for Leo rising, this one is going to be extra prickly. Leo rising. This is going to be exhausting. I'm just not even going to try and sugarcoat it. This is going to be exhausting. It has the potential to make you physically tired. When the South Node is visiting your first house, so Leo rising, that is what's happening. The South Node will be in Leo, your first house. You're going to have amplified focus on your partner, your plus one. This could be a romantic partner. It could be business partner. It could be your therapist. It could be your coach. It could be your lawyer, your agent, like whoever you have a tight one-on-one relationship with. It could be even an enemy that you're dealing with. There could be a lot more focus on that. You could get a whole new connection, a whole new experience in your love life right now, someone that really intrigues you in terms of how unique they are, how differently they think about things. That could become really stimulating to you, but you are possibly not going to have the physical energy to do everything that you want to do for these 18 and a half months. I know, so rude. I know. When the South Node was traveling in Libra a few years ago, I was going through that and I was like, oh my God, I cannot stop sleeping. What is happening? And I was like, oh, South Node transiting not just my rising Libra, but also my moon in Libra, my Uranus in Libra, my Jupiter in Libra. Yeah, I'm just drain. So give yourself the gift of quality over quantity with everything you do. Leo rising, this will help you a great deal, I promise. And then just know this happens every 18 and a half years, and you'll get through these 18 and a half months, and we'll do it again in another 18 and a half years. But for now, just make sure you set good boundaries so that you are taken care of. And when in doubt, hydrate. Always. All right, now for my Virgo risings. Your daily doings are going to get more creative. They're going to get more gamified. They're going to get more novel, more fun. It's time to release the pursuit of perfection. And even though your chatty brain is like, no, it needs to be perfect. I need the list. I need the list of the lists and all the things that we were talking about earlier with Virgo. Let that go. Chuck the checklist. Enjoy the novelty and gamification of some of this energy that is coming to your sixth house. This would be a great time to go to a rescue and adopt a pet. This, like Mala that y'all just saw, that's a sixth house. While I had stuff going on in my sixth house, Mala came into our lives. Oh, next week is Mala's gotcha day. Yay! Oh my gosh, I love Mala so much. My little puppy dog, that was definitely, I'm like, oh, I'm in sixth house perfection year. It's time to get a pet. I'm gonna get a dog. Never had a dog. This will be a new experience, and it has. It's a new experience every day, and I love it so much. This is a good time to do that as well, Virgo, to put that energy on what else can be happening outside of you and your focus, your personal focus, I mean. So we are now looking at our Libra risings. Libra risings, this is going to put the Aquarius North Node visit in your fifth house of taking risks, stepping out onto stage, being seen, children, childlike glee, inner child work. If like me, you're childless by choice, this could mean that you are spending a lot of time looking at what it is to celebrate your own inner child or the childlikeness in everyone. What is that experience like? You are going to take more risks right now, and as long as you are following your childlike glee, those risks are going to pay off in ways that maybe they wouldn't have previously. You've got to care less what people think or say about what you do and why you make your choices the way you do. You got to trust that your audience is going to appreciate what you're able to do as a result of the choices you make, and it's not really their business what goes on behind the scenes as you create the show that you are doing as you step out onto that stage. The fifth house is a great place to step into the spotlight and enjoy being seen for your audience. So it is definitely time to do that. You may find yourself getting into little spats and weird things with your friend group. Just let that go. Just go, my friends are going to sort that shit out. I do not need to come in and be the mediator, even though Libra rising would say, oh, but I can see all sides. I would love to help them fix this. No, tap out on mediating your friends' issues. Let your friends fix that shit out, like, on their own, because that's what they need to do right now. It's going to be a drain of your energy if you try to help your friends, everybody get along. Wow, that sucks for y'all. Hope you work that out. That's your new mantra. All right, Scorpio rising. This is another fixed sign. So Scorpio rising, this one is going to be hitting you on a hard angle. and you're going to be feeling it no matter where we're looking in the fixed signs of your chart. So again, that's Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius, all going to be feeling this extra. So for Scorpio, we're going to ask, how can you make your home feel like a safe space for all members of your community? How can you do more to let people in? And I know Scorpio rising, what am I talking about? I know. Can you host a reading group? If you don't want to do it like in person, you don't want to let people come into your actual physical home, can you host a Zoom-based meeting of some sort where you are a resource for the collective? Can you allow that Aquarius fourth house to feel that it is more supported during this transit? Can you allow connection with the history of your space? Can you get to know what some of the ancestral meaning of your land is? Like, this would be a really great time to do a deep dive on surveys of the physical space that you occupy, and then celebrate what that land used to be and what symbolically it could still be, with just a few little tweaks of like totems or things that you allow to live in the altar of your ancestors and the ancestors for the space. Time to let go of any ego-based goals around what your career should look like right now. Otherwise, you are going to run yourself ragged, and we do not want you to be exhausted around your career right now or ever, but especially because right now it's just going to feel like you're like throwing good money after bad, bad money after good, good money. It's going to be like just nonstop trying to get your 10th house feeling more supported. And I'm just going to let you know, you got to let that go, because the South Node traveling your 10th house, Scorpio rising, it's just going to be a little exhausting to do the work stuff right now. So focus on the home stuff. All right, for our Sagittarius rising, this is going to be a visit of the Aquarius North Node to your third house of siblings, cousins, close-in friend group, early childhood education, communication with your neighborhood. Social media is also here. This can make you feel like you're running all over the place a little bit, so make sure that you keep it fun. Maybe keep a blog, maybe start a Substack, get a newsletter out, sure, because you're going to have that energy turned up around your local area. Maybe create a little lending library out in the neighborhood where people can drop off books that they want people to be able to borrow. And I love, like, these are so adorable. Like, this is really leaning into what the neighborhood and the collective around your space would enjoy. That could be a really fun way for you to use some of the fire of your Sagittarius rising energy. Don't focus so much on book smarts or academia. If you're working on a degree right now, you're going to find delays and slowdowns and things. You're like, oh my God, I'm defending my dissertation for fuck ever. Yes, because the South Node is traveling in your 9th house of higher education. So just stay focused on the little communication, the DMs, the hellos, the neighborly hi and waves and things like that. That's going to help a great deal for your focus for this 18.5-month period, Sagittarius rising. All right, next up, we got our Capricorn rising. This is putting the Aquarius North Node in your 2nd house of your belongings, your earned revenue. This is going to be something that shows you the more you focus on how you can serve the collective, the more consistent your revenue stream is going to become. It's also going to allow you to enjoy your stuff more. You're going to actually be able to enjoy the spoils of your what is that phrase? You're going to be able to enjoy what it is that you do so well that brings in revenue. You'll be able to have fun with that because you're enjoying it and sharing it with the collective. Really allow yourself, and I know this can be challenging for Capricorn rising, allow yourself to enjoy and embrace what you can't explain. This is that Aquarius 2nd house jam. Allow yourself to believe in unicorns, joy, miracles. Don't feel the need to show your work for everything. And I know that's hard for all earth signs, but especially Capricorn rising, because Capricorn has been weaponized to believe that you have to show your work and you have to work really hard, and that makes you valued. And I have to tell you, you are valued because you are valued. It has nothing to do with how much you show your work. It's just something that dominant culture wants to make you feel. So just start doing a little more believing in magic. I think that will help a great deal. Aquarius rising, you are getting the turn up right in your 1st house. You are having the North Node visit your 1st house. It has been loud over in your 12th house, and it is now showing up in your first house in some beautiful, wonderful ways. I think I have that right. Do I have that right? Aquarius rising? No, it has been in your second house. Again, the nodes travel backwards, Gillespie. How many times do we have to say this? Okay, so Aquarius, you are already super brilliant, super creative, no question. You are the best alien ever. Thank you so much for spending a little time with us here on Earth. It's time to let the world see more of that in you. It's time to be okay shining for the collective and getting that attention on you. I know this can feel challenging when you've got Leo over there in the 7th house in your natal chart telling you, no, put the attention over on that side of my chart. Don't put the attention on me. I don't need you to look at me at all. I'm going to ask you to go ahead and pull some of that spotlight. Let yourself be seen. Let yourself enjoy stepping into that fullness of your personality. Let your freak flag fly, Aquarius rising. Enjoy it. And if you bring in a new love interest, cool. Keep it casual, keep it fun. I mean, it could turn into a really serious love situation, but don't expect that of it. Just allow it to be something that feels fun and frisky over there in the 7th house, because that energy drain of the South Node in your 7th house right now can make relationship issues cost a lot of energy. And so don't let it drain your personal energy that way. And finally, for my Pisces risings, all right, communication with other dimensions and timelines you already do on the daily, I know, but now it's turning way up, especially when you sleep. And so what I would do is set an intention, because we need some boundaries. Pisces rising, boundaries, I know not your favorite thing, but I would love it if you would set a couple of boundaries around that Aquarius 12th house conversation that's happening, so that you're not being constantly interrupted by whatever is trying to download to you, with you, on you as you go through life over the next 18 and a half months. Set an intention before you go to sleep. Maybe do some like essential oils, maybe do a little journal prompt, put a little dream altar on a bedside table so that there is a limited space where that energy can show up and not connect constantly with you, interrupting your sleep. And allow the visits to be fun little adventures without disrupting your replenishment, because you do need your sleep. You do need to feel more awake during the daytime hours so that you can execute all the gifts that you got while the North Node was in Pisces these past 18 and a half months. All right, the final slide. We're going to do some chart harmony for this whole experience. So of course I got to bring in the stars of this nodal axis. Because Leo is ruled by the sun, anything that is sun chart harmony is going to be helpful in supporting that South Node drain of energy that we are all going to experience. Wherever Leo is in your chart, there's going to feel like it's just, wow, it's taking a lot of work over here. Wow, this is taking a lot of energy. Wow, I am spending so much trying to do the things of this Leo place in my chart, and I can't seem to get ahead. Use the sun. The sun energy, as far as chart harmony is concerned, which is of course planetary remediation. As far as chart harmony is concerned with the sun, we want to do things like get out in the sun. I know, be safe, be careful, use sunscreen, hydrate. I can't just say it, I got to do it. Do a sun salutation when you wake up in the morning. Use some sun oil. Oh my gosh, I totally have some sun oil from Sphere and Sundry right here. This is one of my favorites. That's why I keep it here. I actually have like 3 of these, and I keep them at my creative cave. Yes, creative cave, here where I live stream, and by the bed, because oh my god, I love that smell so much. Oh, I love that smell so much. It's so good. Oh, that's so good. Okay, so that's that sun infusion. Anything that is sun focused is going to help you feel more connected with that work of supporting the South Node visiting the Leo part of your chart. So that's eating, drinking citrus fruits. It is using nutritional yeast. It's anything that is supported by the sun. Hang on, y'all. I think I actually have an old, wait, I can just look for it here. Sun remediation. I'm gonna use my own website. Mars and the sun are orange in chart harmony. There, right there. Planetary remediation. It's safe to be seen. This is the sun and the work of the sun. Here we go. Wear yellow or orange or gold. Anoint yourself with frankincense oil. Eat food with curry, ginger, turmeric, honey, and nutritional yeast. Not all at the same time. Gross. Drink sunny citrus fruit juices or do a shot of Goldschlager. Do a series of sun salutations. Engage with tiger's eye, citrine, or amber. Bask in the sun. Dance Koya style. Or everything here. Oh, heck yes. Look at my cute little, oh, that's a deviled egg, by the way. I realized I was asked by somebody who doesn't live in a place where deviled eggs are popular. They're like, what is this thing that's like right in the middle of your slide? And I was like, the margarita? The honey? The champs? No, this thing. That is a deviled egg, and I'm sorry you haven't experienced that yet. I make incredible deviled eggs. The secret is pickle juice, dill pickle juice. You're welcome. Oh my God, so good. Eggs are a great Sunday thing. So this is at my website, and it is planetary remediation. It's safe to be seen, but you saw I got to it just by putting in sun remediation. And hey, while you're here, sign up for my mailing list. Get some Bond Blast love. I don't email often, but when I do, it's pretty fun. Come do that with me. Next up, what do we do to support the part that is growing, that has the North Node visiting, that Aquarius part of our chart? Okay, here's where I'm going to get a little extra. It's not just Daddy Saturn, traditional ruler of Aquarius. It's a little Uranus. And since Uranus is a big feature of 2026 already, Uranus in Gemini, hi, hello, wow, that's a lot. Uranus is going to be giving, hey, pay attention to me for a while. So I think that it's fine to bring in a little bit of the Uranus chaotic, freedom-seeking, let's break shit, let's get into good trouble kind of energy. So I'm not mad at that. But so what do we do to support this part of the chart in terms of chart harmony? If you feel you need support for where the North Node is transiting, you're going to want to do things that support Daddy Saturn, and that's going to be decluttering, wearing black, having a day of not using tech at all, having a day of silence, decluttering anything. Literally, if I want to do things for Daddy Saturn, for planetary remediation, and I can't think of something, I open a damn drawer and I find things to toss out. And I seriously do this every time I use this example on my live stream. So I actually have a really good drawer now, because seriously, every time I open it, I toss something out. What am I going to toss out this time? I don't know. Ooh, I think this can be tossed out. I think this, okay, there we go. This is my Mako Company Magic Brow. This has probably, like, this is brow color, like, because I have invisible eyebrows, you know. Thanks DNA, thanks genes, thanks family. Okay, so I have to paint on some kind of brow, or you can't see my eyebrows because they're legit not there. And so I've been using powder and an angled brush, not this liquid stuff. So I could probably chuck that, yeah, especially because I'm pretty sure I bought that during quarantine times. So just done. I did a decluttering. That is a Saturn remediation trick right there. I just did it. And as with the sun, if you're like, wait, I would like some other ideas, you can go right over to the BonnieGillespie.com website and put in Saturn remediation. And you're going to get, whoop, right there is the slide. But let's go to this one, planetary remediation. And here's going to be the list. The list includes wear black, use sandalwood essential oil, go on a fast, especially on a Saturday. Yes, Saturday is Saturn's day. Sip bone broth, drink pine tea, blackberry juice, hemp beer, flat water with no ice, like boring. Lift weights, take a long walk, go line dancing. These are all things Saturn loves. Saturn also loves a drum, like a drum line. Oh my God, yes. Step class, go for it. Engage with obsidian, Apache tears, onyx, jet, hematite. Those are all great crystals. Go to a protest, demonstrate, participate in activism. Aquarius loves that. Oh my God, yes. Make signs. Meditate, take a vow of silence, do a digital detox, abstain from anything that you enjoy. Declutter a drawer, donate clothes you no longer wear, delete PDFs you're never going to open. That's a message for me. Okay, it's true. I just downloaded a whole bunch of new PDFs earlier this week for a class that I'm revisiting, that all the PDFs have been updated. So I went and got them all again. And I'm like, you never even opened the first versions of these. What do you think you're going to... I know. I got to just defriend a few people on social media, use cannabis in as many ways as the plant is available and legal, obviously. Saturn loves making the most out of all the parts, no waste, smash a coconut. These are all things that Daddy Saturn loves. And here is your slide for how to use Daddy Saturn specifically. And to add a little bit of Uranus to it, yes, it's get in good trouble. Get in good trouble, because that is the Uranus way. Create some chaos for the sake of freedom. All right, just decluttered my coffee mug cabinet this morning. Perfect! Perfect! The Virgo rising girl is so ready for this South Node to be gone from that Virgo rising. EJ, I know, honey. I know. That's been so tough. You do? You love my homemade sign? I mean, because I was going to make one in Canva, and then I went, wait. Make it like, yeah. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Yep. Got to make it by hand. Excellent. Good. I'm glad you're already doing the things. Excellent. And I missed my trash can when I checked this before, so let me try again to my trash. Okay. There we go. Okay. Because we can't have it just sitting out on the floor because the dog will get it. You know how that goes. Y'all, do you have planets that are going to be visited by either the South Node in Leo or the North Node in Aquarius? Let me know, because I will tell you some of what that could mean for you. I've got this great list that I made from the Judith Hill material about medical astrology in particular, because I always love a good look at what transiting things do to just our lived body experience, and the medical astrology work of Judith Hill is fantastic for that. I would love to be able to help y'all. I'll give you a general run through, but before I get into that, I want to just do a quick check, because if anybody who is here on the live has a planet that is like my Venus, getting a visit from that Leo South Node pretty much immediately, I would like to help you. So let me just show what that looks like while I'm waiting for y'all to pop it in the chat. That is this situation right here, where the South Node gets on my Venus chart ruler in Leo, and I'm actually going to go, when does that transiting South Node get right on that Venus exactly? And it's exact on October 1st of 2026. Last time it was there was December 25th, 2007. So if I can think back to Christmas 2007, that's going to be the last time that I had that South Node right on my chart ruler, October 1st, 2026. So that means between now and October 1st, it is going to be, it being the South Node right here, it's going to be getting closer and closer and closer to my Venus chart ruler in Leo. So I can use the time between now and October 1st to do things that prepare that Venus for that drain of the South Node, so that she's not completely depleted by it, so that she's got a little extra to give, or that we've got good habits and good boundaries around how we do self-care, so she doesn't get too spent. So those are the kinds of things that I'm looking forward to, is like, what's the stuff. That's the whole reason we do chart harmony, y'all, is to get in a better relationship with the woo weather that is always happening around us all the time, always. Oh, but by the way, on that, I got to share something with y'all. All right, hang on, let me find it. So there is this great resource available that is large. Let me make it small enough that it'll actually fit on my screen. There is this fantastic company called Honeycomb Collective. The Honeycomb Almanac is amazing, and it is custom to your chart. It's awesome. It can be overwhelming. I will put here so you can see, honeycomb.co is their website. And if you go to the Honeycomb Collective website and click on resources, you will find all of these things that I am showing you right now, like that. And you will see what the permission is for use. I can't charge y'all to see this, but this is a free live stream, and this is a resource that I can share for free. because that is how it is granted for use by the Honeycomb Collective. Thank you, Honeycomb. Y'all are awesome. Love this company. Love supporting them. Love this tool, because this is showing where all the energy of all the stuff that's happening in the woo weather is even showing up. This doesn't even have the nodes on it. This is just, I mean, it does show where eclipsey type things are going on right here. There's the nodal shift way down here. But what I am looking at just in the month of July, all of these things, where is the one for the whole year? Do I have the one for the whole year? Yes. This is the one I really want to show. Again, I have to make it small enough to fit on my screen. So that is the July woo weather. But look at this one. This is the whole year of 2026 woo weather. Let's hope that fits on the screen well enough. I think it might. All right. So this, look at all the woo weather constantly going on. So here are our eclipses, our nodal shift. Here's Mercury doing its thing. There's Venus, there's Mars, there's Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto. I love it. Pluto is just like, hey, I'm in Aquarius. I'm going to retrograde for this period of time. Otherwise, I'm in Aquarius. Like, I'm still Aquarius when retrograding, blah, blah. Showing you this to see, by the way, can you really see the July chaos of woo weather when you're looking at the whole year at a glance? I mean, and I love all the Mars spiky things. Like, Mars is doing such Mars work this year. It's awesome. Oh my God, it's awesome. All right, so just taking a look at this situation, you can see there's a lot of woo weather always happening somewhere. And our job is not to try to manage and mitigate every single thing that's going on. We couldn't. I mean, I guess if you wanted to make it your whole life, you could. But I don't even do that. And this is my business. This plus the showbiz stuff is my business. And so I don't even do all of that. I go specifically, when is something going to be active in a way that it is probably going to have impact in my personal life, and how do I get out ahead of that because of my chart harmony, planetary remediation efforts and rituals and magic and intentions. It is not about getting this right, it's about getting it rightly focused. So it is always intention over precision with this, and I'm saying that to my Virgo South Node as much as anything else. Love Judith Hill. Moon in Leo, Saturn and Venus in Aquarius. Lisa, you are gonna get this axis. Yes, ma'am. EJ, Jupiter 10 degrees and Mars 22 degrees in Aquarius, 6th house. You will definitely be having a turn up of both Jupiter and Mars. Oh, Mercury and rising for Holly. Oh my gosh, this is so great. Degree range for Lisa is 11 to 20. Moon is at 14. Okay. Oh, we have very similar moons. Mine's at 18. I think. Is mine at 18? No, 17. 16 and change? No, that's my rising. My rising is 16 and change. My moon is 18. Blah, blah, blah. Not the point, Gillespie. All right. So let's do a quick go through of what these specific activations could look like. Thank you, Judith Hill, for this quick list. So this is to remind you, the North Node is going to be amplifying the energy. So the Aquarius stuff is getting turned up. The South Node is a drain of the energy. There's a hole in the bucket, dear Liza. And you can remember which one is the South Node because it's the one that looks like a bucket that you could have a hole in. And the one that looks most like an N is the North Node. So you can remember the N for North Node, amplifier, South Node, hole in the bucket, drain of energy. That's the one that's going to be in Leo. Here we go. If you are getting these nodes interacting with your sun natally, you could feel a strengthening of your heart centeredness. You want to watch out for burst events, things that could get like extra bright and therefore bursty. Keep in mind, I am not a doctor. I do not play one on the internet. And Judith Hill is also not your doctor giving you medical advice through this list that this not doctor is reading off of on the internet. I'm just sharing that these are where some of the energy pulls can happen. And of course, that South Node being over in Leo, you could find that you are fatigued if your sun is getting this connection. And so especially for our Taurus sun and Scorpio sun, you are either way going to be getting a square by the nodes, and that's having something at the bendings. And so you want to do things to make sure that you feel really fortified. For my Taurus and my Scorpio suns, you want to make sure that you do things that make your sun feel fortified. So those are going to be those items of chart harmony that are specifically for the sun. You want to do things maybe every Sunday, which is Sun's Day, to take care of your heart, to take care of your vitality, to make sure that you are getting all the vitamins that you need. And if you're getting fatigued, especially if you're getting like visual fatigue, you want to do things that allow you to rest and reset. For your moon, the moon is probably the biggest deal when it comes to medical astrology. So you really, really want to take note on this. The Aquarius North Node is a turn up of fluids. It can be an increase in weight and inflammation. And so if that is an issue that you have anywhere, you want to make sure that you are doing what is necessary to stay on top of good care for that. It also can turn up mental health issues. And also the Leo South Node situation with the moon can help you tap into your psychic abilities even better, but the exchange for that is the here and now may get foggy. There may be some memory loss. There may be the inability to get your words right because you're spending time tuning in that psychic focus. You can also have issues around dehydration and fertility issues. So if you're on a specific fertility journey that you're hoping is getting turned up, you want to do things that protect your moon, especially if she is getting a visit. Like if you have a Leo moon, you're going to want to do things that really protect her against that South Node visit, because there is a drain on fertility issues in particular, according to Judith Hill. If your Mercury is getting a visit, so if you have a Mercury situation in Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, or Aquarius, you're going to get a hard angle from these nodes. The North Node in Aquarius is going to help you get super, super quick with healing, but also super, super quick with onset of things. Like it'll be, I'm fine, and then suddenly all the symptoms, and you're like, wow, where did that come from? But also healing is going to be like, oh my God, I was so sick, and then boom, I was better. Because Mercury is fast, fast, fast. It can create a twitchy nervous system overwhelm. So make sure you're doing things that help regulate your nervous system. Make sure you're taking care of breath work, that you're doing things to center yourself, burning incense, being present, doing some bilateral stimulation, doing EFT tapping. These are all things that you can do that will help support that Mercury nervous system. The South Node Leo drain for Mercury is going to be, again, that psychic realm is going to be turned up, but easily confused, easily disoriented, because you're spending time away from the here and now. It can also be that the senses are not connecting the way they usually do, and since that's really what we rely on Mercury for, it can get frustrating and it can make your nerves feel on edge. Can also create bouts of depression when you're going, why is my brain not braining the way I'm used to it doing? Know that it's because you're tuning into where we're headed as the collective. You're getting more tuned into alien communication. You're getting more tuned into different dimensions and different timelines. And as long as that's not scaring you, you can see that as a really exciting adventure rather than something to be down about. Because like, okay, I'm getting less in tune with the here and now. Cool, because the here and now in a lot of ways is kind of cruel. So great, let's tune into other places. Not a bad idea. So now we're at Venus. If you've got Venus in Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, this is what you're going to experience with the nodes in Aquarius, Leo, per Judith Hill. That's going to be fertility is more likely. Cysts can be more likely. STIs can be more likely. You're going to need to get your coochie checked. You're going to need to get your junk looked at. You're going to need to make sure that you're wrapping it up and taking care of all the things that make sure that extra activity doesn't create extra issues that you do not want. Addictions can be on the rise with Venus getting a North Node visit in Aquarius. Blood sugar issues can be a situation, and as I'm saying this, I'm realizing my husband has his Venus in Aquarius. So we're going to specifically do some blood sugar support with him because of some health stuff that's been going on in his life already. So I'm like, I see you North Node in Aquarius. This is going to be an interesting conversation for us to have later. Honey, if you're watching this live stream, we're going to be talking later. You're not going to like it. Also, though, it can turn up body dysmorphia. So if you're someone who has experienced that, just know a lot of that is going to be node related and not you related. And see if you can allow that to help you pull back from believing what you are thinking in the disordered brain space of my body is shaped differently than I physically know it is shaped. That is an illusion that North Node Aquarius Venus can be creating. For that South Node Leo situation with Venus, according to Judith Hill, this can mean your libido turns down. So it's great. Your fertility is up if you're trying to have babies, but your libido is down. So it's like, wait, I have all the opportunity and none of the ability right now. Damn. You could feel that your skin is thinner. Your hair gets thinner and more brittle. It can also create a depressive vibe. Like just in general, that South Node in Leo can create a more depressive feeling because the sun ruled place that is Leo, we expect to be sunny, we expect to be bright, and it's going to take a lot of energy for the sun to have that brightness right now because the South Node is draining the energy of that in all of our lives. So it's real. It's not just you, it's everybody going to be feeling that wherever that is in your chart. For Mars conjunctions, for hard angles to Mars, not just conjunctions, we've got testosterone up, but pain up. Ooh, excess heat. I believe it. I can feel that heat. I'm going to turn on my fan right now because I'm definitely feeling that I've been on here for more than an hour. And that's always when I start getting like my body goes, hey, you've been talking for an hour. You need to shut the fuck up. I know. I'm almost done. Excess heat. Accidents are on the rise when Mars gets a visit from the North Node. So especially if you've got your Mars in Aquarius, be careful. Bubble wrap. Accident prone definitely could get turned up. Because just remember, everything gets turned up with that North Node visit, and Mars likes to cut a bitch. Just don't let that bitch be you. Also breakouts, getting eruptions, hives, things like that. The South Node Leo for Mars, breakouts, hives also. So it's on both ends of this. Also, anemia can be an issue. So make sure that you're staying well nutriented, whether through your diet or through the supplements that you take, so that you don't get too iron poor. We want to stay iron rich. Testosterone can also fall. Your adrenaline can also fall. I am taking Adrenaven, which is an adrenal gland support that my chiropractor / mind body doctor, she does like muscle testing on me for everything, and she's like, you need this Adrenaven, and I can absolutely tell the difference when my adrenals are supported. So maybe do something that helps your adrenals feel supported. I think also just being where I am in my menopause journey, the adrenals start being in charge of estrogen production again after you're done with your periods, because before your periods, your adrenals are in charge of the little bits of estrogen that are produced in the early part of your life, and then the ovaries take over for all of those years that you are menstruating, and then suddenly the ovaries are like, we're done, peace out, and the adrenals have to take over this production after they've been closed for all but adrenaline for the past 40 years. And then suddenly they're like, oh, wait, we have to remember how to produce estrogen. And so they need some support. So this is not unusual. And please, of course, check with your doctor. I am not a doctor. I don't play one on the internet. Quit trying to make me. I won't do it. Neither will Judith Hill. So just stop asking us. All right. So Jupiter, if you've got Jupiter in Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, you are going to be getting a hard angle from the nodes. And this can create an increase in weight, fertility issues in the good, like you get more fertile. So if you're not trying to have a baby, do the things that help you not have a baby. But also diabetic issues can get turned up because Jupiter is all about sugar and more. And if some is good, more is better. And so you can see where the Jupiter turn up around the North Node in Aquarius turn up can be quite the combination. We want to be a little careful with that. We also have Jupiter transiting in Leo right now. And that we'll have a conversation in a future live stream about the connection between the South Node Node in Leo and Jupiter in Leo happening later, because that definitely is a big feature of the coming woo weather. But the Leo South Node can create weight loss. So you've got gain over up in Aquarius and loss in Leo. So it depends on where you've got Jupiter in this conversation. It's also a great time to do a liver cleanse, but it could create cartilage weakening and the potential to lose a pregnancy. And so even though fertility issues can feel good, they can also, on the Leo side of things, feel less good. So just please make sure that you are taking all precautions, and Jupiter chart harmony is always going to be do the things that honor Jupiter wanting to do the most. Keep those contained to Jupiter so that they don't take themselves out on your body. Again, more about this at my website, BonnieGillespie.com. Just put in the search Jupiter remediation. You'll have lots of articles that you can look through and even little infographics. Also, I will remind you, I'm running a discount if you will join me in Live Your Chart. There's a link in the description to this video, or just go to liveyourchart.com. Come on over and join us at Legacy Rates. I would love to continue to support you there in our membership, where we meet monthly and go over the Aligned Hustle calendar and do a deep dive on these issues. We will specifically be looking at everybody's chart when we meet on Thursday, the 23rd of July, and going deeper into what the nodes are doing for you. Finally, we're going to do Saturn. We're just looking at the traditional 7 here. The Saturn situation, if you've got Saturn natally in a fixed sign, the nodes, the North Node specifically in Aquarius, is going to help your bones feel stronger and also help you reveal genetic issues. So if you've got anything that you've been battling because it comes from your ancestors, you're going to be better equipped to deal with those right now. On the Leo South Node drain of energy side of things, this is where we can start feeling some bone loss. So the density can be an issue. Depression's a feature on like half of the planets with the South Node visiting. So just watch out for that. Make sure that you are equipped with whatever it takes to help you feel supported in your mental health. For me, it's a little bit of Lexapro, not gonna lie. Like, I've learned that just since 2022, if I just have a little bit, like not even, it's a micro dose, but and that's what my doctor laughs. He's like, you take a subclinical dose of everything. Like, you do not take full human doses of anything. Whatever it is I'm doing, it's like, whether it's GLP-1s or Lexapro or painkillers, like I took half an Excedrin. Come on, like I'm seriously microdose queen when it comes to traditional medicine or white coat medicine, and legit, it is enough to just help my brain remember that it knows what to do with serotonin. Again, I'm not a doctor, and I'm certainly not your doctor, so y'all do, but just since depression is a feature of South Node visiting the fixed places, make sure you're doing things that support you, whatever that looks like for you. Gallbladder situations for Saturn here. Your hearing could also get a little weaker. I've noticed mine getting weaker, but thanks, menopause. You're just hilarious. Just the things that I'm like, I totally heard a different word right there. And I'm like, that's my brain, like trying to go, I think that it's like autocorrect is going on in my brain, and it's not correcting. It's auto incorrect instead of autocorrect. But oh well, this is my age. Joints, skin issues also can be a feature of the South Node in Leo visiting Saturn. So please take care of all of the fixed places of your chart. Again, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius. We want those places very well taken care of while we are in this relationship with the nodes. And those dates again are 26th of July, 2026 through 26th of March, 2028. That is a nice long run of this nodal axis. We are going to learn a lot. Remember to look back to December 2007 through all of 2008 and the first half of 2009 for the last time we did this dance, and see if you can look back at your life then for patterns that are going to start making much more sense now. And if you're at an age where you can also look back at the late 80s into 1990 and look at those patterns, and then again to 1970 into 71, 72, like you'll be able to really see these patterns repeating, and notice what that means not only for the collective but also in your own life. As always, please take good care of yourself. Take care of where in your chart is asking for connection. you can get quiet enough to know what part of your chart that is. It's also when you hear the kinds of things that would support that part of your chart in doing chart harmony, like wearing a certain color or eating a certain food or using a certain oil or holding a certain crystal, whatever it is, when you hear about it or think about it, it gives you an exhale from every cell in your body. You just feel like, oh, that's what I need. Do more of that. Ah, that's what I need. Beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me live and in replay. I appreciate you all so much. Please take a look at bonniegillespie.com/events for when we will be doing this again. And until I see you next time, mwah, protect yourself from all the things that feel draining and get ready to turn up all that North Node in Aquarius freakiness. It is going to be a time. I'm so glad to get to share it with you. Take care, everybody. Bye.